It's a big day for the Halifax Wanderers, a big day in the Canadian Premier League, and a big day to the guy way to my left as well, as he's been named the new head coach and general manager of the Wanderers. Welcome back to One Soccer, and congratulations, Vanni Sartini. And we're thrilled that you're starting the season off on the right note by actually wearing a shirt for this interview. Thank you for doing this, Vanni. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here with you guys.
You're a big personality, a big character, a winning one as well in Canadian football. And the people of Halifax must be thrilled about your arrival. How are you feeling about this move and the fact that this is now an actual reality?
I'm thrilled too. You were saying it's a big day for the league. It's a big day for the club. It's a big day for me too. You know, after a year of kind of being on the sideline, that's like I didn't have a team for the first time in my life. I'm really looking forward to start again, and I really had, I would say, a lot of time to look at different situations that presented in front of myself, and I was really excited as soon as Derek contacted me on what I was trying to do here in Halifax and what was the idea of contacting me. So I'm really, really happy to have taken the challenge and really excited to be here.
Was it a priority to stay within Canada, Vanni? Because I feel like you're just about as Canadian as any of us, the fact that you come from, but I mean, you just feel like a proper Canadian. Was it a priority to stay in this country? And was that a factor in making your decision to join?
It was a huge factor, to be honest. So last year when things finished with the Whitecaps, and so I was kind of analyzing where could be the next move. My agent brought me some even proposal from Europe and everything, some from the Middle East, but I never had, and I didn't want to consider that. I said, no, let's try to stay in North America, I would say, but in Canada. And of course, the idea was to try to see, okay, if there's a very good MLS project that is going to be presented me, we're going to see also if there's the possibility to go even south of the border, or if not, I would love even to have like a challenge here in the country. I really love this country, I really like it here. And so when Halifax approached me, not too much time ago, to be honest, like a few weeks ago, I said, okay. I had at that moment a couple of MLS thing in the making, and there were still a couple of things that were like maybe yes, maybe not. But I say I don't want to jeopardize this possibility that is sure, and also the enthusiasm that I've seen from the people here, from the club, really was contagious to me to take this challenge.
Was that what kind of persuaded you, Vanni, to take the Halifax job and come to the CPL? Because we all think that this league is great and growing and is a big part of the future in Canadian soccer, but it is a newer league and it is a lower salary cap than obviously you had in Vancouver. What kind of persuaded you to take this step?
It persuaded me a couple of things. The first thing is, again, the fact that the club approached me in a way to say that we did a very good job so far. The club is loved by the city. The city is behind the club. We did okay on the field, but we want to try to do the next step. We want to really win a championship in the next, I don't know, 1-2 seasons, something like this. And when someone comes to you and say, I think you are the right man in order to make something historical, of course, for a person like me, that is very easy to flatter, and it was I would say the right tone. And the other thing, because I always said that I always thought that this was the best environment. Every time that I was watching the CPL games, I really love when here at the Wanderers ground to see the people there. It looks like a really cool environment. And the third part is what Gareth was saying before. I really believe that I don't want to say I owe a debt or something, but I really want to, I would say, still be a part of the growth of the game in this country. And I can tell you easily, I had conversation with the federation during the year for join the federation in a couple of role, so I really want to be part of the growth of the Canadian soccer. And you were talking about the MLS. This is, I think, year 8 of the CPL, something like this. The MLS in 2003 wasn't that in a higher position than
Right.
year 8, the year 8 of the CPL. So I can see that the league can have a path of growing and become a bigger league. So it's just a lateral move. No, it's not like a move towards downstairs, let's say like this.
Vanni, congratulations. It feels like you being the head gaffer, general manager for Halifax Wanderers, it feels like a perfect marriage. Because that fan base they're just honestly, like a player that used to play in this league, they are just on you, very close, but they care so much. So getting someone like you who just wears your heart on his sleeve, it feels like the perfect move.
Yeah.
With the CPL, though, it's a league where you maybe get 23, 22 players and you have to get the most out of them. Is that a challenge that you're looking forward to, meaning really maximizing these young players and making them the best that they could be?
Yes, it is. It is a challenge to the fact that, of course, the resources are a little less than the MLS, and so I would say it's even more of a challenge from a coaching perspective. To try to maximize what you have, to try to really create an environment, a system where everything works on the right way. And of course, it starts everything from now, from even before the season, because that's the other thing that also appealed me, the fact that I can grow in the sense professionally too, because so far in my life, of course, I was always involved in the recruitment process. You're talking about the scouts, but there was always a sporting director who was taking the decision at the end. This time, even though it will always be a collaborative effort, I will quote unquote call the shots to if we have to sign a player or not. So that's another added responsibility that for me is appealing in the sense of approaching this challenge for something that I haven't done it before.
And how exactly will that work? Like, just the returning players were just named a couple days ago. You certainly have a decent core group. Thiago Coimbra leading that list, a really exciting young player in this league. But having not done that before, how are you planning on filling out your squad? Did you have a good idea, kind of like who may be available, what might be a fit, and what types of players you need to take this project forward?
Yeah, so the first thing to do is what you said, Garrett, is to understand who's going to be here, stay here. So because that's the starting point, and evaluating those players and what is in my opinion, the best fit for those players and to how to make them work in the best way. And then going through seeing who are the target positionally in order to create the best roster possible. Of course, I'm really lucky to have here, sporting director Matt Fagan, that's been working here from day one. So he knows extensively the league, all the other people in the staff. I will rely a lot on them because that's I know the CPL, but I don't know the CPL in the sense of knowing every player. So it will be really important to lean on their expertise on that. But the most important thing is, for me, and that's what I've done in the last few days, understanding the core of the players that are here, the guys that will retain also on an option, to understand, okay, this is the way that more or less this team, I think it can perform better with this strong core that we already have on the field, and then try to add those 4 pieces, basically.
I mean, and the natural connections with your past, like working within the Whitecaps, as long as you did, do you think you're going to be able to convince some players that you've worked with to switch coasts alongside you from west to east?
Yeah, maybe. Of course, it helps the fact that I know everybody at the Whitecaps, but also I have a lot of connection, to be honest, on every MLS club, both in Canada and then outside Canada. So if there's a possibility, there's the idea of getting players. I already started to reshape all my connection through agents and clubs in Europe too, because there's like a lot of players that could be, I would say, viable even from international level. So we will see. The most important thing is that we try to bring here the players that are good, but also that they want to be here and they want to be, I would say, part of this project. That I think is it's really important because we again. It's beautiful. I thank you guys. The thing yesterday, a lot of hype, the biggest signing, yeah. But now it's with tax, so we need to win games.
Vanni, I think one of the many things that there was real progress with during your time at the Whitecaps was improving players and developing players, and we saw some excellent young players who are now massive parts of that team during your time there. Will that be a priority again in Halifax? And how do you think you can equip CPL players to maybe go to the next level and come into the national team picture, things like that?
So yes, first of all, for a bunch of reasons, I think that one of the key to make this league even bigger is to the fact of maybe developing players that then we can sell it to Europe or to somewhere else and make a league that is very appealing for young players to come here and take their next step. Also, the rule of the league, you guys know the 2,000 minutes that you have to play with the U21. So that's another thing that's really important. And the fact on how, I would say that's two things. The first thing is the recognition of the fact that the big distance between the CPL and the other leagues, it's mostly a perceived distance. It's not that big, the distance. So, it's not that big, the distance. Of course, it's like you can compare the CPL and the MLS like two restaurants. And the MLS is $200 restaurant. The CPL is the $50 restaurant. But it doesn't mean that in the $50 restaurant there's no good food and good service and maybe a top chef that can go to a Michelin star restaurant very soon. So there's a lot of talent to work with. And the other way is like to work a lot on the field. That's one of the things that I really love, and I really think is one of my skills is the work on the field with the players to build up the players tactically and on the awareness of the game. And we had some success in the Whitecaps with some of them, and I hope we will have the same here.
Vanni, so you obviously heard us yesterday talking about how this is the greatest signing. You go into Halifax Wanderers.
Yeah, I taped with them. It's on repeat on my.
It's on repeat.
I just want to say I was not part of that show.
Greatest signing for sure. All jokes aside, you take a team in Halifax Wanderers that's been good team, good fan base. How do you plan on making them great? Like, tell us right now before balls even kick for 2026. How do you plan on making that franchise great?
So there's the work before we start, that is trying to sign the best player possible. And I think we need, again, 3/4 players that can be helping the core that we have now. Of course, if you look at the roster now, we have 9 players, so we need more. But I'm talking about 3 or 4 strong players that can help the team reaching the next level, basically, because it's been a playoff team and it needs to be at least one of the top two teams in order to reach the next level. And so that's the work now. And then it's the work on the field in trying to be, I would say, first of all, conscious of what we can do. So I've seen the same thing in my period at the Whitecaps. No, when I took over at the Whitecaps, we were like after years of last places and or whatever, not good, and then we became a consistent playoff team, winning the Canadian Championship, and every year getting to the playoff was at least a must. Okay, was just a must that even if we get to the playoff, they get rid of me at the end of but again, that was the way to have the awareness that we can do it. And there's no excuse, okay? There's no excuse because we are from a province that is very far away and we have a lot of challenge, the travel. No, there's no excuse. We need to try try to do our best, working every day towards that objective and creating, in my opinion, the most, I would say, structured way for the players to be, I would say, ready to give their best in this structure.
Vanni, I want to ask you about the Whitecaps before we let you go, because obviously a lot of people are responsible for that success, but I think you were a huge part of it, given the club you took over back at the start of your tenure there. What was it like kind of watching them this year and the success they had? And do you take pride in the part you played in getting them to this point?
So I want to, first of all, it's congratulations to the people that were this season because they have a fantastic season. Of course, I was proud. I was proud of some of the players that I contributed to bring there, to develop and to improve, that they reach a level that I know that we're going because the trajectory was there, you know. I'll give you a couple of examples. Sebastian Berhalter, he reached the top, but the trajectory was there. He always, every year, most important. Tristan Blackman, the same. Ali, I would say even too, that he reached a new way of a new peak, I would say. So I was very proud, not only of the player, even of the staff. I was really proud of Mike D'Agostino, Brandon Shaw, Youssef Taha, John Pauly, all the guys that we worked together. And, I was big part also on them, bringing them, Mike and Brandon, on the first team and seeing them literally going inches from the MLS Cup and inches from the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So I was very proud. At the same time, I got to be honest with you, it was a little bit painful too, because, it's it looked like, there's this big party and you did everything to prepare the party, to drive the guys to the party, and then they didn't let you in at the party. So that was the same thing. And it was a little bit of, I was a little bit envious, to be honest, to see them in the MLS Cup final, and I wasn't there with them. But the pride and the being happy for them was a bigger sentiment for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a natural emotion to have, and I think that's just real. But yeah, your fingerprints or footprints were all over that. So you played a big part. I just, before we let you go, just you said the travel's not an excuse. It's been a real issue for Halifax from day number one. I'm not sure if you'd be able to dig into that. I mean, it's going to help that Supra from Quebec is joining the league, so that will get some of it. But you said there's no excuses. Like, it's a really competitive league, Vanni. Like Ottawa was great last year. Cavalry Forge perennially good. It's really difficult to stay near the top. How long do you think this is going to take? Or do you expect this group to hit the ground running?
It's a very hard question to answer. We will try to do it as fast as we can, but we know it's going to be hard because in every league with the salary cap, the margin are very thin, and on top of that, you have I would say, getting used to be and play certain games like Forge, like Ottawa, even the fact that this team will play, Forge is going to play against Tigres, and it's going to be not even a new thing for them because they played it like a million international games so far, and so that's the I would say the big difficulty because they get used to be in big games and try to win every games. The good thing it's that it's a league with a playoff system, so you don't have to win. Of course, the Shield is a really important tournament, but in 5 years, I don't know, only probably who's very, very following the CPL religiously knows in 2022 who won the Shield, but maybe everyone remember who won the North Star Cup. So the same in MLS. If I like I was working there, I don't remember who won the Shield in 2021, but I know that New York City won the league. So that's the thing. So it's really important, but it's not the most important thing. And the fact that you can have a little bit of time in order to arrive at least in the position of the playoff to play everything in the playoff. I think it will help a new project like us, but we need to be ready to go from April for sure.
Very cool. I know what sealed the deal. It was the snow final, wasn't it? The CPL final in the snow.
Yeah.
You're like, I need to be part of this, right?
Yeah,
we need to see that in Halifax.
Yeah. It was fun. First of all, it was fantastic to see, and I think that the bicycle kick of Ottawa should win the Puskas Award, like hands down. Because it's like I wanna let's ask Cristiano Ronaldo if he can score a goal like this in the snow, and so yeah. Again, I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to the league, to hopefully the playoff. I'm really looking forward to the Canadian Championship. Gotta be honest, because
you want to add to your tattoo collection. That's it, right?
I don't want to brag, but I'm still undefeated. So that's.
I was waiting for it.
So that's
Awesome.
that's really, really, really. And again, guys, this year out of the field really made me realize that. It's not that I love this; I need this. So I really need to be on the field and coach and everything. So really happy to start again.
Brilliant. I love, by the way, that the cold night in Stoke, whether he can do it, has turned to a snowy night in Ottawa. That's just, it's a brilliant transformation. And, you have the Can Champ on one arm. Now you have to have the North Star Cup and be open to getting a North Star Cup tattooed on you if and when you win it in Halifax. That's got to be a commitment.
I'm open to every trophy that we can add. Luckily, I'm 6'2", so there's a lot of surface on my body to cover. So that's the thing.
Awesome. Well, we're thrilled to have you in the Canadian Premier League. Halifax is lucky to have you. And I'm looking forward to my match day interviews just that much more over the course of the summer, Vanni. Congratulations. Enjoy the next few weeks and a safe move out to Halifax.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys.